Hello everyone and welcome to the House Assembly for Wednesday the 9th of February. As you can see from this, there's a lot to get through. I'll give you a quick update on the Fantasy Premier League, and then Mr. Varian wanted me to share the science poster competition with you. We've got the NYP elections happening very soon, so there's a ballot box where you all need to vote. We haven't had any DAV awards since November 2021, so there's quite a few of those to go through. A quick update on the House competition. And then there's the opportunity for any of you mountain bike lovers out there to get involved with the Mountain Bike Collective. There's a short musical interlude from Zen Kanwa of 7W. And then there's a presentation on mental health issues because it's Mental Health Week. And another presentation on safe internet use. So a lot to get through. So without further ado, Fantasy Premier League. Let's start with the Premier League, the positions as of Tuesday night before the games that were played last night. Manchester City are in the lead by 9 points, but Liverpool do have a game in hand. Chelsea's only a point behind Liverpool, but they've played 2 games more. And then Man United are a further 9 points back, but they've got a couple of games in hand on Chelsea. So, as far as our manager of the month is concerned, Ollie Stote, who's came very close in previous months to getting manager of the month, has finally achieved it with 26 points ahead of Alex Wagstaff, and Aidan Bark just 1 point behind that. Interestingly enough, there is 4 members of staff in the top 9 there, including myself, which is very rare for me to get into the top 9 for Manager of the Month. Overall, for our league, Ollie is on top by a considerable margin. Mr. Campbell is in second place, and then Lennon Borg and Sam Evans, who won Manager of the Month in December, are in third position with Mr. Bunny fourth. Mrs. Hook has managed to sneak into the top 9 and is 9th at the moment. As far as the staff league standings go, Mr. Campbell has basically swapped positions with Mr. Bunny and taken back his lead. Mrs. Hook is in third place, closely followed by Mrs. Asquith, and Mr. Manley is breaking all records by staying in the top half for more than half of the season. In the chasing group, Mr. Roberts is leading, with Mr. Berryman very close behind. There's a bit of a gap then, but I'm only 1 point behind Mr. Savoury with Mr. Nab behind me. Mr. McLeod did have a decent game week a couple of weeks back, but he's still got a way to go to catch Mr. Scott and to get off the bottom. Fixtures for games weeks 24 and 25. Well, the Tuesday night games will have happened by the time you see this presentation, but there's quite a few games on Wednesday and Thursday night. And then you've got the games in week 25, and I see Chelsea aren't playing there. So a lot of you who've got Chelsea players like myself will need to think about that. Good luck to all. So it's British Science Week, and there's a poster competition with the theme of growth. The key information that you need to know is that you can do an individual or team entry. It's open only to years 7, 8 and 9. And the entries are to be 1 page of A4 or A3 only and must be original, not from templates. Please submit your entry to Mr. Varian and B26 by Monday the 4th of April at 9 o'clock, and good luck to all. Last year's when you can see a poster there, and I'll show you the next slide where you can see that in greater detail, but entries will be judged on creativity and approach, content and effective communication. Your poster could explore a tadpole's journey into a fully grown frog, or look at how population growth is affecting the planet, anything connected with that theme. Now, last year's winners poster, you can see here, they were doing mobile bubble homes, where you can see in the middle of the poster what it would be in those kind of living accommodations. And these bubbles are self-contained living spaces using solar energy, converting carbon dioxide into oxygen capable of water purification. And you can see on the right-hand side a landing tree where these bubbles can land. So it's very innovative and gives you an idea of what they're expecting. So good luck. The NYP elections are due to be taking place during the tutorial this week, and we have 2 candidates running from this school. We've got Alana Witter, who's campaigning for a better range of educational and non-educational experiences and opportunities, and Sunny Davis, who's campaigning for better transport choices with the environment in mind. So please do get to vote before the end of this week. Thank you. DAV Awards. Well, first of all, as I say, it's been since November, I think middle to end of November last year. So there's a couple of months worth, and quite a few of you have been busy out there finishing off your bronze and silver awards. So well done to all of these boys that I'm going to announce now, and their certificates and their badges should already be in the pigeonholes of their tutors, so they may already have them. So here goes. Noah Biddle, Finley Boulding, Max Chapman, Tom Chisty, Isaac Dent, Ewan Leach, Joe Marples, and Finley Marsh. Pranav Dev Mitapali, Aaron Pannell, Oliver Pett, Jack Smith, Alistair Taylor, Orlando Wooding, and William Wooler. So well done to all of those achieving their bronze in the last couple of months. And now on to silvers. We've got Luke Chapman, Freddie Cousins, Tom Dobby, Ayush Kunwar, Charlie Sleeman, and Tom Suckling. So again, well done to those achieving their silvers. No goals this time, but I'm sure we'll get a few of those in the next few months. Now, as far as the House Championship goes, the Competition Cup, well, since I last spoke to you, there's been no change there because the table tennis is still ongoing and we haven't got any results from that yet, but I'm sure we'll have them soon and we can update this, but it's very tight between all houses at the moment. On the extracurricular side, well, this one kind of covers the maths challenges. We've had the we've had the senior, and the intermediate was a couple of weeks ago, but we haven't got results for that. It'll take a few weeks for that to come through. The SPAG challenge is in there. The transition work done by our year 7s is in there, and photo of that physics is also in there. So you can see that Newton are leading with Winstanley second and Edison third. As far as the Community Cup goes, most houses have had 2 opportunities to do this, but at the moment, Smeaton and Winstanley haven't, so you might see their scores go up in the next couple of weeks as they compete, do well in their community duty, hopefully. Curriculum challenges, well, at the moment, all we've got in that really is the poetry competition and the physics Olympiad. And I did get asked the question, why is the physics Olympiad in curriculum challenges rather than extracurricular like the maths challenges are? And the honest answer is I don't know. It's historical and it's always been like that. So we can always change it in the future. Commendations, well, for a long time, Newton was leading this by a considerable margin, but we can see now that Smeaton, Winstanley and Edison are slowly catching up. But Campbell, unfortunately, have a long way to go to try and catch the other houses as far as commendations go. And commendations do count for a large part of the overall competition, as you can see on the next slide. So Newton are ahead with Edison in second at the moment, and Winstanley third ahead of Smeaton. At the moment, Campbell and Priestley are struggling and need to pick up some more points to get in contention. So I said I'd mention something about the Mountain Bike Collective. So this is a group of people who go out regularly cycling and are always looking for new members. So you can see the team or the ride leaders there, and they've got everything from level 1 trail leaders up to level 3 mountain bike coaches. So a lot of very experienced people there that can help you and give you tips and advice. They do these rides weekly. They ride mainly in Canwoods, Plimbridge, Saltram, Dartmoor, and the Plot, which is Union Street. You can see that you can go onto the website there and find out more about them. You can see they've obviously done some ramps. It looks like Victoria Park. That's them on the moors. And you need to be between 8 and 17 to ride with them. And it costs £7 per ride. But after your first ride, they charge a yearly membership fee of £20. So that's if you want to do it regularly. Some more pictures of the team out on Dartmoor and on some of the trails. And here was various places there. So if you're interested in that, you can see the contact details there. You can do membership mtbc@gmail.com. There's an address there, and there's also the website. Okay, there's a ride every Sunday, and there's one this Sunday at 10 o'clock. So you need to sign up to get consent, and you can book or through them or email them. Okay, we'll have a short musical interlude now by Zen Kanwa. Thank you to Zen for that. So Mr. Manley wanted me to show this presentation to you because it is Children's Mental Health Week this week. So I have seen this presentation before and it's quite long, so I might disappear during it.
Hello, I'm Emma Willis and I am delighted to be hosting this special assembly on behalf of BAFTA and Place to Be, supported by Oak National Academy to launch Children's Mental Health Week 2022. Now, this year's theme is growing together because something that we've all become very aware of over the past few years is that we all need help and support to develop and grow emotionally. Physical growth is obvious to us because we can see ourselves grow from children to teenagers to adults. We can also understand intellectual growth as we acquire knowledge and skills at school and then from the wider world around us. What's not so easy to recognise and understand is how we grow emotionally, yet it's an absolutely vital part of our development. Now, before we explore it more, let's hear a very special message of support.
Hello everyone, I'm Olivia Coleman and I'm delighted to support this year's Children's Mental Health Week along with my BAFTA friends and Place to Be. The past few years have been challenging for everyone, so it's vital that we look after our own mental well-being but also find ways to support each other. This year's theme is growing together. We're always growing, we just may not realise it. The most difficult growth to recognise is emotional. So let's talk about it. We often grow by trying new things or learning from challenges and setbacks. These experiences help us grow, but we often need the support of others to help us, especially when things are tough. And in turn, we can also be the support for friends and family. For Children's Mental Health Week 2022, we're encouraging everyone to explore how they have grown together and to celebrate how even through difficult times, with the right support, we can all continue to grow and flourish. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for that message. How nice to get it. And now a very warm welcome to our guests. We have students from Folkestone Academy and from Carrick Academy in South Ayrshire. We have got from Folkestone, Tallulah and Christian. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Thanks for being with us. And from Carrick, we have got Thomas and Eden. How are you two doing?
We're good.
Good. We've also got Place to Be expert James Emmett. How are you, James?
Very well, thank you, Edna. Thank you.
Thanks for having us today. We have Keir Pegg, who is an actor and a presenter. She was also BAFTA nominated for her role in The Dumping Ground when she was just 14 years old. Nice to meet you, Keir.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Hi. And finally, we've got Kit Young, who is currently in Budapest filming Shadow and Bone and has very kindly taken the time out today to be with us for this chat. Kit, it is lovely to meet you. How are you?
Good to be here.
Good. Now, we're going to start with a classic letter writing activity. Our students have been asked to write a letter to their younger selves. James, what sort of thing are you hoping to get out of this activity?
I think it's really important not to go down the expected sort of maybe academic route and think about anything and everything. It could be relationships, sporting achievements, anything that you might have gone through. And I suppose this is your chance to time travel in a way and go back and offer not just advice but reassurance to a younger you. There might be something that you're particularly proud of that you did or that you were about in that time, and it might be that's something you want to say to your younger self.
Keir, what piece of advice would you give to yourself?
My younger self was disgustingly confident. Didn't have friends. So I was like, listen, kid, when you stop trying to please every single person around you, you will actually make friends. Because that was my problem. I was very confident, but I wanted everyone to like me all the time. So I tried to do whoever I was with was doing. And so the piece of advice I give to my younger self is, when you find people that like you for you, who you actually are, those are friends. The other ones, they're not friends. Like, they're just people that you're going through life trying to please.
Yeah. How about you, Kit? What advice would you give to your younger self?
I think it's okay to not put too much pressure on yourself all the time, and I think it's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to be wrong about things. And quite often you'll find that there isn't a right answer, except for maths. Maths, there's definitely. And I think your teenager is kind of the perfect time to start having these conversations, because everyone around you is developing. And I think the really lovely thing is that as much as you will be going through all of these changes, so are all of your peers, so are all of your friends. And so if we are kind to each other and allow people to get it wrong and allow people to fail sometimes and change their mind about things, if we treat people with a bit of kindness, then I think it makes it easier on all of us.
So Christian and Tallulah, would you mind reading your letters for us?
Dear Christian, I'm writing to you as your future self to tell you how much of a great person you are going to be in your future. It's been tough in your primary school with a few things, for example, understanding things, focusing, and some other issues. Now, as I'm your future self, I would like you to know no matter what you can achieve, whatever you want in life, no matter if you struggle in school, at home, or wherever. Don't think about all the negative things. Think about your achievements, or your stars of the week, your house badge for being house captain, and not just that. Think about all the great times you have with your friends, teachers, and your fun times at school. In the future, you will have a great set of friends here at the Folkestone Academy, lessons you have never had, new family members, new teachers, and new goals and dreams. Your future self, Christian. Good luck.
Wow. Gosh, I think I'm going to have to go write my own letter.
Dear young me, I know it's been tough for the past couple of years, but I know it can be annoying to keep track of the things that you want to do in life. School has been quite a struggle, but I know I can do it and develop my goals. When I started Folkestone Academy, I didn't have any friends at first, but I can work on my friendship. My family's quite annoying, especially my brothers, but they look after me just to make sure I'm safe. And that's all I wanted to say. Yours sincerely, thank you for listening.
You know what, Tallulah? I really struggled with the same things at secondary school. But you have such a better outlook and such a better way of dealing with it than I did, and it's so impressive. I also really related to the thing about the brothers. I have two brothers. They're also really annoying. They do also look after me, so I can't complain about it. I really, on a personal level, really related to your letter, and it made me so happy to hear the way that you've written it, and that when I was your age, I wouldn't have been able to look at it that way and deal with it in the way you have. So I think it's really, really impressive.
Dear Thomas, age 10, I'm writing this letter to hopefully help you out with trying new things, and that the more things that you try, the better things can actually seem and will be. Thanks to both confidence and curiosity, I have achieved 2 grade 5 exams, currently doing my Duke of Edinburgh, and have been in multiple orchestras. I've also been enjoying even the smallest things in life. Don't let anyone try to keep you down, especially yourself. You can build a castle of success just as long as you don't move past the mistakes and failures. I hope this advice will help you. Best regards, future you, Thomas.
I love Castle of Success.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say the exact same.
If you don't mind, I'm going to start using that phrase.
Dear Evil age 10, I'm writing to you to make sure you keep up all your confidence and just go for everything that you want to achieve in life. If you keep up your confidence and don't let anyone tell you what you can and cannot do, you will be able to achieve so much. With your confidence, you have been able to join the South Ayrshire Senior Brass Band and go to multiple competitions, and especially the one in Manchester where you achieved the Platinum Award. Never let anyone keep you from what you love doing. And I would say that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
Eden, you mentioned confidence a few times in that letter. Are you a naturally confident person, or is it something that you've struggled with?
Yeah, I've definitely struggled with it. It's just something that I would like to work on. It's like you were saying earlier about fitting in. like with like playing in a band. It's something not many people want to try because they feel as if it will like, you know, make them not popular, like just those kind of things with secondary school. But it really helped with confidence.
Thomas, you mentioned the word failure as well, I think, in your letter, and I'm a big one. I'm always like glass half empty. I have this person that lives in the back of my head that I call Nelly because she's quite negative. And what I've learned to do is reframe all of my negative thoughts and put a positive spin on them. So when I think failure, I change it to growth. Because even if we fail, we learn and we move on from that and growth will happen. And thanks everybody for sharing your thoughts on that. And for anybody that's watching at home or at school, you can hit the pause button if you want to, and you can do that activity together. Right, okay, so our next activity is going to be possibly a little bit more challenging, as we also obviously have to learn from difficult experiences and challenges that we have in life.
For me, this activity is all about thinking about two sides of the same coin, really. Times when you've had struggles or difficulties, whatever that might be, but think about, I suppose, examples that you've overcome, that you feel have been resolved, so it's a safe thing to talk about. And then the second part of it is thinking about times when you're, you know, winning at life, when things are going well and you feel you're really performing at your best. And it might be those two might be the same situation at times, or two halves of the same situation. The first part of this is, what kind of feelings are you experiencing in these sorts of tough situations?
I think most of the stuff that happens to me whenever I do have tough times or have had tough times is mostly worry on how it could affect me as a whole and how it will lead to everything after that. How it could also affect how others think of me.
Brilliant, that's a great example. And I think that's probably a really universal one as well, Thomas. I think a lot of people would relate to that. What about you, Eden?
It's probably what other people think about me that will probably get to me more than myself, because I feel like when other people tell you, like, say negative things, you start to think of it like yourself like that.
You're definitely not alone with that. That's both really, really common ways of thinking. Definitely, thank you.
It's really great now. When I was in school, we didn't feel like there was time to have those discussions with my friends. So you panic and you worry and you feel deeply and you have negative thoughts by yourself. And then when you're with your friends, you pretend it's not happening. And I think that's something that I know a lot of people I grew up with all kind of struggled with. Really good to be able to openly talk with someone, and you'll probably find that they're going through something quite similar.
So at school, all my friends help me when I have bad times and good times. Especially today when I was feeling a bit sad, one of my friends came over and gave me a hug.
That's the kind of friends you want, isn't it? Not the people that you worry about what do they think about you. Like, you want the ones that are there and they're present in their friendship with you and they do anything for you. You know, I think a lot of the time what's happening in our head is much worse than what's happening in reality. And Thomas, I think it's amazing, you know, how you are kind of thinking, you know, what do other people think of me and how is that going to impact me in the future? How emotionally intelligent is that about thinking about what's happening now and what it will do to me in the future? You have that skill set already. And I think as well, massively, like what Kit said, you know, you'd have these thoughts and you'd have these feelings when you were younger and you wouldn't talk about them because that's not the right thing to do. And I think that's massively empowering to see people of your age, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, being open and honest and saying, this is me, this is how I feel, and asking for help. Like, talk to me, respond to me. Like, it's so inspiring listening to all of you today. I'm overwhelmed, actually. I'm quite emotional. Thank you, everybody. I think it's quite apparent, isn't it, that how important it is to take the time to reflect on your feelings and think about how they make you feel and think about how they make other people feel and how you can grow together and learn from things. Now today we're also launching BAFTA's Young Presenter Competition, and it's using the theme of Children's Mental Health Week. BAFTA is inviting you to continue exploring your personal growth by making a short film on the subject. Now you might want to read out your letter to your younger self, discuss your best self, or you could interview someone that you feel supports you. It's open this year to a new age category, so that's 10 to 18-year-olds, which means all of you that are watching. Last year's winner, Samira, she achieved her goal of interviewing footballer Jesse Lingard, and she also reported from a red carpet premiere, and we would absolutely love to help someone else with their wish list. So all you need to do is check out the BAFTA Kids website to get all the information you need. It has been fascinating and informative. It feels appropriate, though, to end the assembly by demonstrating how it's possible to grow together, even in just a very short time. So I'm going to ask our guests to share one thing that they've learned about themselves today, or a word or two that best sums up the theme of growing together.
I think I've learned about myself that I think I've made a lot more improvements since I was like sort of 15, 16 than I realised, which has been a nice little reflection to have for me. But in general, I've learned that the next generation that are at secondary school now are already so ahead of where secondary school was when I was at secondary school, which wasn't even that long ago. And so it's really, I don't know, very inspirational.
Yeah, I think I've learned something today. I think I've learned to be a little more honest with myself. You try and stay clear of talking about stuff that feels hard, stuff that doesn't go well for you. But actually, I found myself today quite excited to share and very eager to hear what people what you guys wanted to say.
I think I've put too much pressure on myself, and this has definitely helped for me to try and learn about how I do that, and definitely helpful to try and help me stop or just lessen it.
Does it feel reassuring as well to hear that everybody else is doing that, and that it's not just you? And James, what about you?
I saw something recently, and it was a message saying everybody's going through their own struggle. You know, we're all just doing our best to get through life and daily struggles and other struggles, and wrestle with how we feel and who we are and who we want to grow into. Be kind to yourself. My granddad had a brilliant saying, and it's the one I live by, and it's nice to be nice. You know, Be nice to yourself, be nice to other people, and it's the oil that makes the world go round.
Massive thank you to all of our guests today, and of course for you guys joining us. All of the activities and resources are available on the Children's Mental Health Week website, so please feel free to get involved. And just a reminder, be kind to yourselves and to others. And again, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Okay, thank you very much for that, everyone. And I hope you take something positive from that presentation today. And this next presentation, which is Safer Internet Day, I believe, was shared to me by Miss Buckler. So again, it's a presentation I've seen already, so I might disappear, but here goes.
Hello, my name is Tom, and I'm an Assistant Education Manager at the UK Safer Internet Centre. It's great that you are celebrating Safer Internet Day with us this year. Safer Internet Day is celebrated across the globe in over 170 countries, with thousands of young people joining in across the UK. In this assembly, I will be asking you questions and giving you things to do. When that happens, I will ask you to pause the recording and to press play when you're ready to continue. So, let's get started. The internet is a place where we can go to relax, entertain ourselves, and find out more about the world we live in. We can do this alone, with friends, or with people from all over the world. Also a place of fun, laughter and competition. But we know there are negatives too. That's why this year's theme for Safer Internet Day is all fun and games, exploring respect and relationships online. We know that the internet is a really useful tool. But if going online was not fun and entertaining, we wouldn't use it so much. It is the fun and games element that often makes us pick up and use our devices. But we also need to think about how people are treated online too. Let's start with the positives of being online. What do you enjoy most about being online? What are the positives, benefits of connecting with others online? Pause the recording now and press play when you're ready to continue. Thank you for sharing your favourite aspects of being online and how it can impact relationships. Here are some of the things that we thought of. Going online can make us laugh, help us relax, and even escape to another world. We can share parts of our lives and interact with our idols. We can compete with others on games or work together. We can develop our skills by collaborating, persevering, and problem solving. We can learn about other cultures, interact with people from all over the world, and form supportive communities. Many of these positives are about our relationships with others. It is these interactions that can make those moments truly special. We're now going to really explore the issues of respect and relationships online. To do this, we're going to focus on how people treat each other in online games. Now, we realise that some of you may not consider yourselves gamers, or you might not play games now, but you probably have played games online before, and you might do again. The good news is that all perspectives are welcome, and that you will also see that a lot of the messages and ideas we look at will work whether you are playing online games, using social media, or simply chatting to someone online. As we go through, I want you to keep this question in mind. How can we make gaming and being online a positive experience for all? Let's start by exploring respect in gaming. How do you think people gain respect in gaming? Pause the recording now and press play when you're ready to continue. In gaming, you may earn respect through your ability in games. You can also earn respect with the way you treat others. For example, how you work with others, how you respond when things go wrong, or how you handle losing. You could argue that gaming provides an equal playing field. The best players win. Things like age, wealth, race, religion, and gender may matter less than they do elsewhere. Do you think that gaming is an equal playing field? Are games a space where it does not matter who you are? If you're struggling to answer these questions, you could break it down a bit. Is gaming different to other online spaces, like social media, group chats, or message boards? Do looks matter? Does wealth matter? Does race matter? Does gender matter? Pause the recording now and press play when you're ready to continue. Whilst it could be argued that games are a space where it does not matter who you are, this is not everyone's experience. People can sometimes forget that they're talking to another person when online. With games, we know that people can use it to let off steam, and playing can make people angry or frustrated. Nearly half of young people surveyed by the UK Safer Internet Centre have worried about people being mean to them when they're playing games. Some people think it's funny to laugh at a player who is struggling to master a new game. This has led to some players to prefer playing alone rather than competitively. Just like other online spaces, games can also be used to bully people through mean messages, harassing behaviour, or exclusion. We also know that forms of discrimination like homophobia, racism, sexism, xenophobia, and religious hatred can occur in chats in some gaming communities. This is unacceptable behaviour. It's something that makes people stop playing games and is something people who love games want to eradicate too. Let's pause and reflect on what we've covered so far. Being online can be amazing. It allows us to connect with others, but can also drive people apart or away, because not all online spaces are respectful or inclusive. Okay, let's get back to our theme. Now we're going to think about relationships online, again with a focus on gaming spaces. For some players, playing against or with real people is one of the best parts of gaming, and these could be close friends from school or people they only know online. In a survey conducted by Ofcom, just under 3/4 of players chat whilst playing. Let's explore what this can lead to. A friend request. Are you more likely to send or accept a friend request in a game than you would on social media? Why? Why not? Is it safer to accept friend requests on a game? Pause the recording now and press play when you're ready to continue. While it is certainly true that some people feel safe accepting a friend request from someone they do not know outside of the game, it is not without risk, as you can see. In addition, some players and communities are not positive. How do you keep yourself safe when interacting with people you don't know online? Pause the recording now and press play when you're ready to continue. I'm sure that you have your own strategies, but I will tell you some of the ones that we hear from our work with young people. Some will not use the chat or their headsets with people they only know in the game. Some will use report and block tools if that player asks them personal questions, behaves abusively towards them, or tries to pressure them in some way. Some will go to a trusted adult and report negative behaviour that worries them or impacts other players. Although playing against or alongside strangers on games is common and can be done safely, it's important to look out for and report players for negative behaviour. That is one way to make gaming an enjoyable experience for all. It's important to remember that not all people who play games are there to have fun. Some may use these online spaces as a way to pressure, trick, or intimidate young people. When chatting with players you only know online, always consider the following. Be wary of how much personal information you share, particularly any details that allow them to contact you away from the game or locate you offline. Remember that regardless of how well you feel you might know someone, not everyone online is who they say they are. Very risky to agree to meet up offline with them. If another player says anything or asks you to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or worried, then that is not okay. If you have any concerns about how a player is behaving towards you or others, always block them and report them to the game. Always a good idea to let a trusted adult know too, so they can support you if needed. Whether playing with close friends or with a whole range of players, the way we communicate and treat others is a really important part of our experiences online. Communication can be impacted by many things, such as who are we talking to? How are they communicating with us? How we are feeling? How they are feeling? Whether the game is going well or poorly. It could be a friend or a complete stranger, but we should manage those relationships with respect and consideration. At times, people can find this a challenge, and we're going to explore some reasons why. Online disinhibition describes the way that people can behave differently when they're online. You might not recognise the term, but you probably recognise the behaviour. In the heat of battle in a game, or through frustration, people can forget how to treat others, and that there is a person beyond that screen. A player may think it's okay to be offensive or abusive to an opponent to put them off, because it is just a game. While it's a good thing that usernames and avatars allow people to protect their personal information, this anonymity can lead to some people behaving as if there are no consequences to their actions. But of course, that is not the case. It's important to remember that despite some of the negatives we've considered here, gaming is a great way to relax and can be a fantastic space for socialising with other people. Plenty of players treat each other with respect and understand the importance of the relationships that exist between them and the other players. Gaming communities have brought people together and have given people a place where they really belong. The key is to make all online spaces, including games, a place for everyone. Here are 5 things that we can all do. Number 1. Treat everyone with respect. Own your behaviour and apologise if you upset someone. Number 2. Look out for people who are being badly treated. Offer them support and check if they're okay. This could be a private message or one that others can see if you feel comfortable to do so. Number 3. Speak up to remind people that going online should be enjoyable for everyone. It could be reminding other players that they were new to gaming once, or that sexual comments on a photo someone posted are not okay. Number 4. Report any hate speech or bullying behaviours. Number 5. Block people who spread negativity. As you can see, these are not just tips for games, but will work in other online spaces too. Remember, when we're going online for fun and entertainment, it should be fun and games for everyone. Thank you very much for taking part today, and we hope you have a great Safer Internet Day. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you everyone for listening. I know it was a long assembly, and if you did do any of the pauses, it's probably taken the whole hour. So thanks again for listening. Bye.